In this video, I want to share 5 reasons with you why you need to have a short video strategy to maximize your reach on YouTube or the platform that you create content on. And we're starting right now. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong, where we share tips and tools on making online video easy for you as a beginner. And as I said in my opening this morning, we're going to get into, pull up there we go. There we go. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. We're going to get into a discussion on sharing 5 reasons why you need to have a short video strategy to maximize your reach on the platform that you're creating content on. In particular, YouTube, if you're a content creator who's looking to grow your channel, get more views, have more live stream engagement. And so if that's you this morning, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live in the chat in the prospective platforms that you may be on. We are live on YouTube this morning. We are live on LinkedIn this morning. We are live on Facebook this morning. So if you're on one of those platforms watching me, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live. And if you're watching the replay on one of these platforms, you know what to do. Hashtag Team Replay in the comment section of the platform that you're on. And so this morning, let's get into the discussion in the topic of short video strategies on maximizing your reach on the platform that you create content. In particular, we're talking about YouTube. So you can easily replace that if you're on LinkedIn or Facebook. And so let's get into, first of all, a definition of what short video or vertical content is. By definition, the vertical video is a video that is a piece of content that is 1 minute or less. 1 minute or less. It's vertical and it's 1 minute or less. So you can create a vertical video that's maybe 15 seconds. I'm quite sure you've seen on different platforms where it's a clip for 15 seconds. It's a clip for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Sometimes it's a clip of maybe 30 seconds to up to a minute with B-roll. But it's 1 minute or less. That's a video that you can be able to post and to use to be able to promote you as a content creator or share content that you've created on the platform that you posted on. So that's the definition that we're running with this morning. So when we talk about short video or vertical content, I think it's important to understand, in particular, because we're talking about YouTube, to understand that YouTube as a platform, it's very crowded. It's a very crowded platform where people create content every day on it. There are new content creators who create and upload their first video every day. And there are individuals who are trying to find their audience, and there are individuals who understand who their audience is. And while all this is going on, you're doing the same thing. So it's important to understand your audience attention span. If you are trying to grow your platform and you primarily create content with long form video, as a new content creator or as a content creator who is just trying to get more exposure, you have to understand that to ask a viewer to click on your video and to watch a long form piece of content, maybe 5 minutes or greater, that's a commitment that you're asking them from them. Because as a viewer, think about it. You yourself, you're creating content, you're watching content, you are probably single or married, you have children, you have family, you have work, you have community, and for whatever your purpose is and why you consume content, it's either for education or entertainment purposes. So when you take all of that into in perspective, the average attention span of a person watching and looking and listening to content is going to be somewhere between 8 to 10 seconds. 8 to 10 seconds. And so you have to kind of look at that and say, okay, if I'm going to create content, particular short form vertical content, it's got to be able to in the first opening seconds of that video, and that opening hook, grab that viewer's attention, especially if they're multitasking. Most individuals, if are watching or listening to content, they probably have a video clip on that's kind of playing on either on desktop or through their mobile phone, which we'll talk more about. They're multitasking. And so by the multitasking, you have that 8 to 10 second attention span. You have the multitasking. And let me get my notes over here to the side here, which I'm kind of running off my Google Doc. They're constantly scrolling on their phone if they're not watching me or you on desktop. And so how do we get that individual to stop scrolling? We have to have a great opening hook that's going to stop them from scrolling and grab their attention span in that 8 to 10 seconds. And so you gotta factor that in your process of creating vertical content. The next thing you have to kind of consider in your short video strategy is that for the majority of us as content creators and consumers who consume content, they're doing it primarily on their mobile phone. They're doing it on their mobile phone, watching content, whether if that mobile phone's an iPhone, whether if that phone's a smartphone, they're consuming it on their mobile phone. It's important to understand when you're putting together a short video strategy of content to be able to maximize your reach on YouTube, you have to think about people's mobile phone behavior. What do I mean by that? Well, when they get up in the morning, most people, the first thing that they grab is their phone. They don't put their alarm clock on a regular alarm clock that forces them to get up out of bed, walk across the room, and to stop the alarm. Okay. They, for the most part, their alarm is on their mobile phone. Now they have their phone in their hand. They cut the alarm off. They may be going to the bathroom and start getting their morning ready. All the while, the phone is with them. They're getting themselves dressed. They've picked out their clothes for the day that they're going to wear. They go and to the kitchen and prepare their breakfast or prepare themselves to leave for work and what food they're going to take. All the while, guess what? They have their phone with them. What am I saying? Most people's mobile phone behavior is constantly having this phone, iPhone or smartphone, at their side. And if they're on the train, once they get on the train, guess what? They're on their phone, scrolling on YouTube, looking at YouTube shorts. They're on their phone, scrolling on IG, looking at reels. They're looking at Facebook. They're looking at, guess what now? LinkedIn, which is doing short vertical content now. You have to think about the behavior of the viewer who is watching content on their mobile phone, so that way when you create content, it's specifically mobile friendly. You can't create content that's more back in the day where it's always on the desktop. Yes, a large percentage of people are creating content where it can be more geared towards HD smart televisions. But for the most part, viewers are on their mobile phone. So you have to look at their behavior. You have to understand that for the most part, What are these platforms pushing out nowadays? Even though I still believe long form video and long form content is king, because you can't build a real relationship with someone, build a community on short clip vertical videos. But for the most part, what are these platforms creating content pushing towards? It's vertical. Not only if it is it's vertical, but it's people are watching it everywhere they go. And so you have to look at the attention span. You got to look at the device people are consuming content on. I see a few people that are starting to join us on these platforms, either Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. So let's just go over here to the chat and say hello to see who we have here this morning. Want to say good morning to StreamYard's little thing there. There we go. Say good morning to Florence from Equip Institute joining us this morning. Hello, good to see you. Good to see you. Florence says, with a comment, your approach to shorts has changed recently. I see that how you are applying, you have applied the ideas with that change. Yes, definitely. As I start to lean more into short form content, I'm doing it from a strategy, from a standpoint of, okay, as a growing small channel who aspires to reach certain milestones, which is 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time, building a community, and getting more viewers on and watching my content, and then continue to keep watching it. I'm really starting to leverage and say, okay, I have to really use these shorts in such a way as the appetizer to get the viewer to find out more about who I am as a content creator, to find more about my channel, and to find out more about what my content is about and how it will add value to them. So great observation there, Florence. Great observation. If you are on LinkedIn this morning and you're watching me, let me know in the chat where you're watching me. If you are on Facebook, which we're live on Facebook this morning, let me know in the chat where you're at. So we just talked about attention spans. We talked about the mobile phone use of consuming content. Another thing you have to consider, which is that I touched on in the comment with Florence, is being able to use your short form videos, your vertical content, as the vehicle to drive traffic to long form content. Using it as a vehicle to drive them towards more long form video, driving the viewer, guiding the viewer into your platform of YouTube so that they can see more of the catalog of content that you've created, to driving them or leading them to your podcast, to your website, to your email list, to your membership page. You're using the short form video or vertical content as a strategy to drive them to longer form content and platform so that you can build a relationship. One of the things that I came across about maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, that YouTube is in the works of making tweaks with the YouTube shorts, that as you post several shorts onto YouTube, that you can begin to attach the long form link that the shorts come from, and we'll get into multi-purposing later. You can attach the links to them, and so then as the person is consuming the shorts, they can see the link and say, this is where, hey, if you want to see more of this interview, or if you want to learn more about this content that I've briefly talked about in this short clip within this video of less than in a minute, click on this link here, and it's going to take you now to the broader discussion. And so We were talking about driving or leading the viewers to the longer form content, driving the traffic, because that's going to help them to go from being a casual viewer to now being more of a viewer who now is wanting to invest more into watching your 5-minute video to watching maybe your 10 to 15-minute video, and also to watch video content that's greater than, say, 10 to 15 minutes, because ultimately you want them to ultimately get to, whether if it's YouTube, to your email list, to your membership, so that that person can be converted into just being a casual viewer, into being a converted client. All right, so we talked about driving traffic. Yes. Then also you want to look at the tools that you have available to be able to create short form videos and vertical content. Tools such as AI tools, such as Opus Clips, Captions AI, CapCut. Um, there are more live stream platforms like StreamYard that gives you the ability, after you've created the live stream, to be able to repurpose the content into short form videos, into shorts, and you can either download them and do further editing in the editing software that you may have, such as Final Cut or Premiere or iMovie, or you can be able to publish the shorts directly from your live stream platform. So there are streaming platforms like StreamYard that gives that to you. Or you can then go to something like a Captions AI or Opus Clips. You take the link from the YouTube video, okay, and then you go into the feature of AI Shorts, which we talked about last week in Captions AI, and we touched on AI Shorts. So if you didn't see that video, I'll put a link in the description so you can go back and kind of connect the two together. And then as you go into the AI Shorts feature, you pop in that link by copying and pasting that link into it. You give it about 10 to 15 minutes. And guess what? You then now have anywhere between 5 to 15 video clips, almost anywhere between 2 weeks to a whole month of content that you can publish over time, or with Opus Clips new feature, which they have their scheduling feature, you can kind of schedule it and it'll automatically post. So using these AI tools, such as an Opus Clip, such as a caption, can help you to repurpose your long form content into shorter vertical clips, less than 1 minute, and post them. So that way, for a win for you as the content creator, it's going to help you save time, it's going to help you be more productive, and it's going to help you be able to create more content. For the viewers win side, it's going to help them to be able to consume more of your content in bite-sized pieces, that agrees with their attention span, that agrees with their day-to-day work and life flow, if they're into multi-purposing. And then when they have the time to be able to want to consume more of your content, then there's more of a warm relationship with you and the viewer to get them to commit to more of your long form content. So AI tools is going to help you in several of those ways in repurposing and making more content. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this discussion on 5 reasons on how you can have a short video strategy that's going to help you to maximize your reach on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. If you're watching me on one of the platforms, if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, you want to follow me or share. And if you're on YouTube, and if you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about tips and tools on making online video easy for you as a beginner, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, and join the conversation in the live chat or the comment All right. So we've talked about AI tools. Let's talk about the various platforms. And that's why I thought it was appropriate today to multi-stream or to at least two other platforms, because primarily we live stream for the most part on YouTube. Every now and then we go to LinkedIn, but hey, let's throw Facebook in. But let's think about this. Vertical content. You can be able to create vertical content as a creator on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and guess what? Just recently now, I just saw LinkedIn now has thrown their hat into the ring, and now they are now pumping out short form vertical content, less than 1 minute for viewers. And so LinkedIn, which was traditionally known more as a platform for, for job seekers, for recruiters, entrepreneurs, digital marketers, various types of people, it is now slowly changing into now being more of a content creation platform where you can now do short form video. And so if you are targeting an audience that's on LinkedIn that you as a content creator want to be able to reach, and you've been doing it primarily through long form video, now you have the ability through short form content to do that. So not only do you have the ability to do that on these platforms, but for the most of them, for the exception of LinkedIn, exception of LinkedIn, you can go directly to each of those platforms and live stream. With LinkedIn, you have to have a third party software like a StreamYard to do that, to live stream. But whether if you're live streaming directly through the platform without StreamYard or using StreamYard, you can live stream. You can also multi-stream. And you can do this not just in long form, but guess what? Vertical live streaming. YouTube is now doing vertical live streaming. Instagram, who for the longest has been doing vertical live streaming. I've done it quite a bit, but now you can do it through a StreamYard. So you can do live streaming, multi-streaming through vertical content, and use this as a part of your short video strategy. In my opinion, shorts, reels, and video clips like on TikTok or LinkedIn, to me, they're the trailer. If you've been a part of the Huddle, you've probably heard me say this before. Think about it. Just this weekend, Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die just came out. My wife, my daughter, they were all excited and wanting to go see that. Well, what really got their interest and their excitement in wanting to see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence for a fourth installment of Bad Boys? It was the trailers. Most trailers, for the most part, when they first release them, they're releasing them as an opening clip of no more than 1 minute with a little B-roll, a little small footage to let you know, hey, guess what? This is coming out in June of yesterday, June 7th. And then over time, marketing begins to kick into gear, and then it goes from a short to a short form video to 1 to 2 minutes. And then from there, the movie's released, and it gets you as the audience to now sit in front of a movie for an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, sometimes 2 minutes. It will get those clips, those shorts, if you will. The trailer gets you to sit in front of to watch the long form movie. Well, that's the strategy we as content creators have to have. We got to have that same strategy on YouTube. We got to have that same strategy on LinkedIn. We got to have that same strategy on Facebook or Instagram. We got to have that same strategy in using shorts and vertical content to get them to be a part of our email list, to get viewers ultimately to become a part of our community and our membership. especially if you're trying to grow your business and you're trying to grow leads and increase traffic to your business website. You got to have a short video strategy on these platforms. Okay. And so, in summary, we've talked about, let me go over here to my summary, scroll down. I thought I was going to use my notes here to the my left on my other monitor, but just kind of went with the flow. Summary. All right, there we go. So we talked about viewers' attention span in terms of what viewers' attention span on average, 8 to 10 seconds. They're multitasking and they're doing other things while watching, scrolling on their mobile phone. And we talked about the mobile phone viewer, their behavior, their habits in terms of how they're consuming content. We talked about the importance of driving traffic leading viewers from short form content to long form content. We've talked about the importance of using AI tools for repurposing, for helping to become more productive and helping save time and creating more content. And we talked about the importance of using these platforms through the shorts, the reels, and vertical clips that we have that we're able to make so that we can be able to build a community on our platforms, that we can grow our channel and get more views. And so the question that I want to ask you, if you are on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, if you're watching the replay up to this point, my question that I want to ask you is, do you have a short video strategy? And if you do, how are you doing with it? How are you doing with it? How are you seeing some conversions from viewers coming from your shorts to now engaging into your live streams? You may be a person that says, for the most part, all I'm doing is live streams. Okay. But one of the things that I've learned, if the way these platforms are designed, think about this. And I'm talking primarily about YouTube, because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, Google being the first. You can create all different types of content on YouTube, but the way YouTube is designed itself as a platform, they are designing it in such a way where they're encouraging content creators not just to do live streams, not just to be able to do horizontal videos from 3 to 5 minutes, or anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, where you can then turn it into podcasting, but you can create content where you can then end up having playlists where a person is going to watch multiple videos at a time, where they end up binging and staying on your platform because YouTube wants the viewer on the platform. And so now, if you're monetized, yes, then you have the whole discussion of AdSense. And that's only going to be able to pay you so much. But Roberto Blake said something this week that really resonated with me, that as content creators that are on the platform, or content creators that are just starting out, we can't pass over dollars for just pennies. We can't pass over dollars over pennies, because once you do reach milestones such as 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, trying to grow and to monetize and make money on YouTube, strictly on YouTube AdSense, is not going to be able to take care of the financial obligations and growing your platform. It's not going to take care of those things. You're going to have to look at monetizing and growing growing yourself as a content creator and making money through other forms of monetization, whether if it's through affiliate marketing, whether through membership, or through digital courses, or through merchandise and products, and other things. Okay. But the short form video strategy is the introduction to getting your viewer into watching longer content. Give me your thoughts. Let me know in the chat, either giving me a C in the comment, or a Q if you have a question, a Q in the question, and let's have a discussion on short video strategies. And if you say, hey, Walter, I've never really thought about, getting into making shorts or doing reels on Instagram. Okay, understand it, like anything, there is a learning curve. There's a learning curve to doing short form videos between 2 to 5 minutes, because it's pre-recorded and you're getting in front of a camera and learning how to talk to a camera. You got to learn how to edit everything. If you're going to add some B-roll, there's a learning curve. Guess what? There's a learning curve even with live stream. When you're going live for the first time and you don't have a large audience of people watching you, but you kind of put some content together, you kind of put together or run a show, there's a learning curve. There's a learning curve even with creating shorts. And if you're new to creating shorts, you certainly have AI tools that can help you from the repurposing aspect, where you can take some previous content that you've made through a short video between 3 to 5 minutes, and it'll break it up and give you small clips. Or if you are doing live streams, again, by copying the link, pasting it into something like captions or Opus clips, and it will allow you to be able to make multiple clips. Before I really started embracing AI tools, and we did a live stream on the importance of talking about people's thoughts and feedback and concerns about AI tools. So I will put a link in the description for that video as well. I created a large percentage of my shorts through either my mobile phone or through Canva, my Canva Pro account. So I end up learning to create my shorts the traditional way. So by the time I got to start using AI tools, it was an easy transition for me now to be able to understand how these AI tools were breaking up the long form videos into shorter clips, and to use them, in the way that I felt that was best. Florence has a comment. She says each type of content and strategy has a learning curve attached. Yes. You got to crawl, you got to walk, you got to run, and it helps to level up you as a person. Nah, just get out of the baby crib, and I want 20 laps. I want 20 laps. I want you to run a 200, Florence. I want you to run a 400. Michael Johnson, a 200 and a 400. Get right out of the baby crib and start sprinting. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're spot on. It's a learning curve. You got to learn how to crawl. You got to learn how to walk. You got to run, and you got to level up. And especially when you start introducing AI tools, because I love the fact that it can help me to create those multiple clips. But then, okay, now I have all these clips. Part of the learning curve with having all that content available is being able to find a way in posting the content so that it's posted in such a way where it'll flow, and viewers will watch it, and viewers won't feel overwhelmed by posting so much content a time. Now that's my thought process, but at the same time, I'm also looking at how these other platforms operate, like Instagram and Facebook. Now that LinkedIn has kind of thrown their hat into the ring of vertical content, and there are individuals sometimes that will post 3 to 5 reels on Instagram a day. They'll do that for a day. And me, on the other hand, I tend to post maybe 3 or 5 a week. And I kind of had a stretch where I saw where I was getting on average between 300 to 400 views on at least 10 out of the 15 videos that I did. So it got more people who are new to my channel, looking at my channel for the first time. It got me a small amount of subscribers, which was good. But the goal was I needed to get more people, more eyes on the channel. And so what I'm looking to test now, when you start using things like Opus Clips that gives you 10 to 15 clips, I'm looking to possibly test where, okay, maybe I'll do 3 shorts in one day just to see how the YouTube algorithm responds, how my viewers respond, just to kind of test it out. Um, and if I break something, then oh well. Hopefully, YouTube will help me put it back together. If I break something, Florence says when a creator posts a lot in a day, it becomes it becomes overwhelming. Um, for me, okay, and she's speaking from the viewer aspect, and this is something as creators, we because we wear both hats, Florence. We are viewers and we are creators. From a viewer standpoint, yes, it can become overwhelming, and I'll stop paying attention to that creator. So let me ask this question to you. What type of content that you feel and let's take it from a topic of education, that you are willing to consume for a longer period of time? Is it content that's more educational, or is it more entertaining? Because I find sometimes where when I'm in the process of multitasking, creating and putting together a presentation for a live stream, I can put something to on, and it may not necessarily be a live stream. It may not necessarily be a short form video, but it'll be clips that are broken up, and I'll just kind of watch them back to back to back. And so it's serving a purpose from in a standpoint of kind of slash educating me, but slash entertainment. What type of content that does for you where you'll say, okay, this person can post multiple pieces of content? So hopefully that I was kind of clear on that. I primarily consume educational content, so it would have to be something in the education realm, because I agree, if it's a creator that doesn't fit within that bucket um, of educational content, and this person is posting like let's use a creator we know, just using their name, because from time to time I'll see Ash on Instagram. I'll see quite a bit of his content, and I will watch because I'm familiar with him. Number one, two, I understand what his topic and his content is about. I will sit sometimes and kind of watch maybe 2 to 3 clips from him because of who he is, what he talks about, and I'm able to pull some nuggets on one of those 3. Now, do I do that for everyone? No. And so there's a relationship built there. But to your point, back to what you said earlier, if this individual is someone we don't have that type of relationship with, and we don't really know that much about their content that we're listening to, but we're giving them a shot, yes, that can be overwhelming. That can be overwhelming to us. That can be overwhelming to me as a viewer. So there's a delicate balance. There's a delicate balance to that. There is definitely a delicate. Great stuff here. Great stuff. If you have a question, if you're on Facebook, if you are on LinkedIn and you're watching, put a Q in front of the question. Or if you have a comment, put a Q and a C in front of the comment. Do me a favor, like, share, follow on one of those 3 platforms that you're on. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, join the conversation in the live chat. And as we get ready to bring this train into the station, Want to just kind of touch on a few more comments. She says, I rarely watch, Florence says, I really watch entertainment. Gotcha. So it's always going to be under the education bucket for you as the viewer. And I can understand that. I can understand that why you like you said, if a person is posting multiple pieces of content, if like I said, I'm looking at testing this out just to see how the algorithm and viewers kind of respond and what type of um, results come from me doing that. Because at one point I tried doing daily. I did try doing daily once a day, and I didn't. Some of the results that I was seeing, I was like, no, now that was overwhelming. But I've also found on certain topics of the shorts that I do, it takes the algorithm longer. So like they'll put it out to so many people, look at what type of response I get from the short, and then if it's a positive one, they'll show more. So by within 48 hours, I'm trending between 300 to 400. So now I'm asking myself, okay, if that happened with one video, excuse me, is that going to happen with two videos that I may post? Maybe instead of three, maybe I'll test two in one day. I'll test two in one day. Um, the ultimate goal kind of get myself in front of more people, get more eyes on, hey, the Huddle with Walter Strong is here on this platform where we're sharing tips and tools on making online easy for you, making online videos easy for you as a beginner. And so that's sort of my thought process. So stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. So all great questions that we've been talking this morning about, 5 reasons why you need to have a short video strategy, a part of creating long form content, doing long form videos so that you can be able to grow your reach as a content creator. So if there are no other questions or comments, we're going to go ahead and bring this train into the station. I thank Florence for joining me this morning, and those of you who will watch the replay, just a few favors that I want to ask of you. Hey, make sure you click that like button for me. Leave me a comment. Yes, hashtag team replay in the comments, but in particular, you're on this topic of short video strategy. How are you using it a part of your brand, your channel, your podcast, your platform? Let me know in the comments section. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Click the alert notification. I want to thank Florence, thank the viewers on LinkedIn, on Facebook. If you've left comments on Facebook and I didn't get a chance to see those comments, I will definitely go over to Facebook and make sure I respond to those comments for you, because of course with Facebook, like anything, there's always reasons why things don't work with Facebook and third-party streaming platforms. So, but I'll make sure I respond. I want to thank those of you who just joined, and encourage you to just watch the replay when you get a chance on the platform that you're on. And we'll see you next Saturday at 11 a.m. here on the Huddle. God bless.